trigger happy and I give less than a fuck. Love me or hate me, I'ma show enough, rip shit up. It's Mr. Nothing, nice on a mic stand. Mic in the left and the zest in my right hand. I took a puff, had enough now, hold up. If that was Indo, niggas getting rolled up. Yo.
What's up, folks? This is Acid Roots. I've got a Davey Suicide review to do here. So Jackal Goldkick came up with this idea to do a collab review about Davey Suicide's 2014 album, Worldwide Suicide. So figured we'd check that out, see what they're about. I mean, I think I had plans to review them somewhat in the past, but, you know, with the back catalog, there's kind of lots of stuff on the plate. So yeah, they're interesting. They definitely have some good vibes about them. Some stuff about them to know is the fact that Jackal Goldkick gave me a few things that he realized about them. So he had said that Davey Suicide, which is actually the name of the vocalist, that's kind of like Marilyn Manson, how that's the name of the singer also. Davey Suicide was in a Blood on the Dance Floor video back in the day. And I looked up some further information. These guys were found by one of Linkin Park's managers, and they were, you know, they made some pretty big splashes in the early 2010s. And one of their, probably, I don't know for certain entirely, but it said that their breakout album was their 2017 album. So this was kind of the album before that album, but I think this one is definitely excellent. So the 2017 album is called, their 2017 album was called Made from Fire. So I'm going to go ahead and start talking about this project a bit. It had a bunch, I looked online as far as trying to find some stuff about it. It had a bunch of singles, and so something I liked about this project is despite the fact that it kind of is more independent, and I don't know how much it charted on the rock charts, it did have a lot of singles and at least one music video. So for one thing, Worldwide Suicide, the title track, really starts off with kind of this ghoulish feel to it. I really like the kind of ambient creepiness towards it, and then it starts picking up the pace. Really felt like a mosh song, and at least in the chorus, I liked the approach to that. Definitely was a good way to kick off the album. I think that, like I said, this has a music video towards it, so that kind of helped. Bolsters it even further to have a pretty cool music video to check out on top of that. And then the other four singles, I don't know how much radio airplay they got, but these are at least a few ones that, looking on their Davey Suicide website, they were said to be singles. So Hole is Where the Heart Is, Imperfect, Only Human, and Dirty, Rotten, Filthy Rich. So Hole is Where the Heart Is, and there's another one, Only Human. Both kind of sound similar in their instrumentation. To me, they both reminded me of songs that kind of seemed as if getting ready to get started with the night. Kind of the songs that you'd start something off with, as, you know, things, something that you'd start something off with when you're getting ready to get motivated and moving and going for the night and that type of stuff, or it's just opening a few beers, or kind of getting ready to call over a few friends, you know, have like some sort of shindig, get ready to get some food, put on some video games, that type stuff. So there's good stuff there. Definitely liked how some of those went. And Dirty, Rotten, Filthy Rich, I like this one just because this is where things were actually, this was kind of a more in the moment, crazy type song. I appreciated it. This definitely felt like a real kind of like more gnarly song, and just the riffs were better. There's something about this album that I'll extra wise notice is the fact that it does kind of, you can hear the drummer more with them. It's not quite as riff heavy. The riffs kind of pick up as like the verses kind of start later on in some cases. Not every song does this, but sometimes, I mean, this is an album where you can hear the drummer more, so you can appreciate the drummer, and the riffs are not necessarily as vicious as like, you know, like Linkin Park, or Linkin Park in some albums, and like Metallica and Black Sabbath and some of those folks. That's just kind of the situation, but I do like the way they've done it. They do have like a real kind of ambient kind of creepiness to them that works. So Dirty, Rotten, Filthy Rich is that. And then the other one is Only Human. No, not Imperfect. This song reminded me of Marilyn Manson just because he's done songs like this on like Hollywood and Eat Me, Drink Me. It kind of felt like a power ballad, something that you'd also hear at a concert. Felt like more of like a stadium anthem. It's kind of with its kind of I'm using the word ambient a lot, but just kind of out, this more, yeah, just real larger sound and more ambient and more kind of engrossing kind of production on there, and how that kind of sounds. So it's good to get a power ballad from them, considering that this was only like their third or second album. So it's pretty good, especially that they're independent. I mean, I don't know if any of these songs charted, but this Imperfect was probably one of my more favored tracks on this project. This was good feels towards it. And so I basically liked all 5 of the singles. All of these really worked well, and that's typically something about rock albums, is kind of talking about when they make it to the 5th single, especially since rock charts tend to have their own standard charts. It works extremely well just because there's more to talk about and more kind of things to bring up rather than just the one hit single, and it makes them come off as like a one hit wonder. So this album, even if these songs didn't chart, at least made the attempts to kind of get the promotion and like the airplay going. So there's at least lots of stuff to talk about, and all of the singles really did well. There's plenty of good numbers to get started, have fun, have a beer, dance around, go out and about, and just overall be social. So all of those really did a great job of that. And a couple extra songs. I mean, I liked the whole album, but a couple extra songs I felt like that were noteworthy, worth mentioning, were Until We're Dead and then The Devil Inside. Particularly Devil Inside, just because that one felt like one of the most freakish and up-tempo songs on here. Definitely kind of felt like a rowdy one, and the good party starter to get going, kind of like Worldwide Suicide and Dirty Rotten Filthy Rich. So those are the ones. I mean, sometimes I will take songs like Imperfect and songs like that are kind of slower and not quite as vicious, songs like Only Human, but just to kind of say, it had the right moods. It definitely did. It knew that a lot of people were going to want the ones to kind of get motivated and, have its shades of crazy to it, but then it didn't really slow things down. It didn't try to do like the Stone Sour type songs that are kind of slower and more emotional. And I mean, really, this album is just like a jolt in the arm. It just really feels like a burst of energy, carries the energy the whole way through, and is pretty unapologetic about it in terms of like the tempo of what happens. As a bonus, the vocalist to talk about Davey Suicide kinda sounds like a version of Marilyn Manson out there. He has like the same vocal pitch and timbre in his voice that reminds me of that. And it's the same thing with Jonathan Davis from Korn. If you like the kind of creepy, ghoulish wails of some of those folks, that's kind of what you're getting. So he's a really good vocalist. I appreciate what he does. And yeah, it's just good stuff. I mean, really, I liked the whole album. I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. I definitely felt like I liked all the songs. The intro worked also. It was just kind of in like a court setting, as if Davey Suicide was kind of in trouble or something. We didn't quite get his answer at the end, but I assume that his answer was just the album. So that's kind of the thing. But it was a decent intro, something that contributed. And the social score, I'll go ahead and give like a 9. I would give it a 10 because it had 5 singles, but just the fact that I don't know if any of these charted or if I would ever hear any of these songs on local rock radio or something, which would be about the only thing I could really say would be something that would annoy me, is because as good as this music is, I don't know if it's so low key that you just wouldn't hear it. They're kind of like Blood on the Dance Floor. You're probably not going to be expectant to hear them, but that doesn't mean that they lack. So there you have it, some good stuff. We'll see. You can see what Jackal Goldkick thinks, and yeah, this is just overall stellar.
What's up YouTube, it's Jackal Goldkick, and I'm here with Acid Roots, and we're going to be doing a video collaboration reviewing the album Worldwide Suicide by the rock band Davey Suicide. Now, rock music is something that I've actually never really reviewed before. I've done maybe a few videos on my own channel discussing it somewhat, but this is actually the first time that I can think of that I would be reviewing a rock album. I mean, I did review a Bu to the F album that had rock stuff on it, but I don't know if I could consider that a rock album. So this is kind of pretty much me stepping into new territory. Acid Roots has done this before, but this is me kind of stepping into new territory, talking about some rock music album review wise. So yeah, me and Acid Roots are going to be doing this collaboration video, and we're going to be reviewing this album Worldwide Suicide by the rock band Davey Suicide. So How I found out about this band was actually through BOTDF, aka Blood on the Dance Floor. In BOTDF's music video Damaged, there's clips in there where you can actually see the lead vocalist from Davey Suicide in there. And I think that's kind of how I figured out who he was, because he looked very distinctive. He has like a cool look to him. He has like white he has like these white dreadlocks, kind of goth looking dude, and he stood out in the music video, and I think that's kind of how I found him. And then I heard a certain song by him, and that's pretty much how I got introduced to him. So it was through BOTDF. This Worldwide Suicide album came out in 2014 of September. There's 11 songs total, and we're going to review it. So let's get started with this. The first track on the album is called You Honor the Asshole, which is pretty much like an intro, not really a song, but an intro. It's a pretty cool intro, pretty cool short intro opener to the album. It's kind of like this conversation between like it seems like the lead vocalist of Davey Suicide is on trial for something, and somebody from court is talking to him, and things of that nature. So that's kind of what the intro is. It kind of sounds like a court case, court trial type of thing. And it's like a judge asking, what do you have to say about this and that? That's kind of what the intro track does. So it's a pretty good intro track. It's short, just kind of like an intro type of track thing, not really a song, but it's good for what it is, and it's a good opener. So the second song on the album, and this is what the first one leads into, so they kind of connect in a way. The second song on the album is called Worldwide Suicide. Now, I'm mixed on this song. There's things I like about it, and there's things I don't like about it. Worldwide Suicide, I like a lot of parts of the song. Like I like the verses parts. I like the singing parts. I do like the instrumental and the lyrics, but the only part of the song I'm not really sold on, and it didn't really work for me, was the chorus. That was my biggest issue with the song, Worldwide Suicide, was the chorus. That was the biggest issue for me. I couldn't really get into it. I'm very picky when it comes to rock music, and normally I don't really like the loud, aggressive type stuff that is in rock music, and that's what Davey Suicide goes for with this chorus. So Worldwide Suicide, it's a decent song. It's a mixed bag. I like the singing he does on it. I like the lyrics and the instruments and the guitar, and I pretty much like all other parts of the song. And I like the lyrics on it. It's got this edgy, rebellious goth type feel to it with the lyrics and tone of the song. But at the same time, what makes it decent and mixed for me is I'm just not really a big fan of the chorus, because I just don't like that kind of rock where it's really, really aggressive and just shouting. And I'm just not into that kind of stuff. So track 2, Worldwide Suicide, it's a decent song, mixed bag. There's a lot of things I like about it, but the only thing that really holds it back from being an amazing song and one that I could revisit is the chorus. Just not a fan of the chorus. So we're moving on to the third song, which is the song Until We're Dead. This is a great song right here. Really like Until We're Dead. Love this song. It has a really good instrumental, really good guitar. Just a really good song overall. I love the intro of the song. It just has this very just kind of goth, industrial, just desolate feeling to it. The whole song itself just has this very grim, desolate, goth, dark feel to it that I really like. I like the intro. I like the way the guitars on here sound, and I like the way the instrumental and the instruments themselves sound. I like the way Davey Suicide sings with the lyrics. I like his vocals a lot. I also like the chorus as well. The chorus is amazing. I love the chorus on it. Davey Suicide, the lead vocalist of the band, he does a great job on the chorus with his vocals. Really good singing, very catchy, very memorable, and just really good singing, and it's a solid song. So I definitely like Until We're Dead. This is definitely one of my personal favorite songs in the album, and I just love it overall. It's a really good dark goth, industrial, melancholy, just hollow, sad type of song about, that feels grim and stuff like that. And I love it. I just think the instruments are really good on it. I like the guitars on it. I like the intro on the guitars. I like the singing and the verses parts from the vocalist. It's really good stuff. I like the way he has his voice. I like the lyrics. They're really good as well. And like I said, the chorus I love a lot. I think it has really good singing, and I thoroughly enjoy the chorus on there. and think it's amazing. The vocalist did a great job in the chorus, and it's just overall a great song. I love the song Until We're Dead. An amazing song, definitely one I come back to often. Definitely one that I do come back to often, and it's definitely one of my favorites off the album. So the next song on the album is The Hole Is Where the Heart Is. This is another good song on the album as well. This one actually had a music video. This is actually the first song I heard by the band Davey Suicide. And this is actually the first song I heard by him. And I always liked this song. And, in preparation for this review, listening to this album, track 4, The Hole Is Where the Heart Is, I think this is a pretty damn good song. It gives me like Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson type feels. It almost feels like what if Rob Zombie made Dragula nowadays? That's what it kind of reminds me of. It gives me like Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson type vibes, like Dragula, that kind of sound. It has that feel to it. So I definitely like The Hole Is Where the Heart Is. That's a really good song. It has really good instrumental on it, really good singing, really good vocal work from the vocalist, really good guitar playing. The chorus is really good and a lot of fun. The vocalist does a great job on the chorus with the singing he can do. He has a lot of range in his voice, and he does a great job on the chorus. So he does a good job there. So I love the chorus as well. The guitars, the instruments, the lyrics are pretty good as well. The song seems like it touches on sex in a very dark way. At least that's from what I can tell on the song topic. I would say my favorite part of the song that I think is totally badass is near the end of the song. Before the end of the song, before the chorus, there's like this part before the end where he's like singing and the guitar's kind of playing really high before it leads into the chorus, before the song ends. I love that part of the song. It's a fucking badass part of the song, and it's just a nice switch up, and the vocalist just really brings some power into it and just really has some awesome shit there. So I love that part of the song. So yeah, track 4, The Hole Is Where the Heart Is a great song. I really like that one. I dig that one as well. Definitely another favorite of mine. I've seen the music video for that as well, and it's pretty damn cool. And I like it just because it's a solid industrial goth type of, just dope rock song, and it gives me those vibes that Rob Zombie would do with like Super Beast and Dragula. So it's good stuff. So the next song on the album is The Devil Inside. By the way, if you're wondering why I keep looking, is because I have the track list of the album pulled up because I can't remember the songs off the top of my head. But yeah, so track 5 in the album is called The Devil Inside. This is another song that I'm mixed about. I would say more mixed than the song Worldwide Suicide. The thing with The Devil Inside is I like the beginning of this song. Like, I really like the guitar work and the instrumental work. It sounds really cool, but I just really wasn't feeling the rest of the song when it came to like the vocal style, the instrumental style, the guitar style, and the rest of the song itself. It didn't work for me. I couldn't really get into it. I do like parts of the guitar and instruments on the chorus. I think there's little bits there on the chorus of the guitar I like, and like I said, I like the intro a lot with guitar work, but most of the song itself, I'm just not really a fan of, and it just didn't really work for me. So that song's a mixed bag because there's a few things I like about it, but there's a lot of stuff I don't like about it. So that's kind of a mixed bag. So that's kind of how I feel about the song The Devil Inside. I wish the other parts of the song could have been better because, like I said, I loved the intro with the guitar work. I love the guitar work on the chorus, but I feel like the rest of the song just didn't work for me. I think it's because the vocal style they went with and sort of, the different kind of guitars and instrumentals they used, because the guitar and instrumentals they used in the intro sounded different than what they actually went with for the full song. And I think they should have used the guitars and instruments from the intro. They should have used that for the rest of the song, and then I think that would have really helped make the song a lot better. But as it stands, it's okay. It's a mixed bag for me. So that's what I think of that one. The next song on the album is called Only Human. Definitely love this song a lot. This is another one of my favorites on the song. This is just a nice, just a really sad, grim, emotional type of track that I really, really enjoy. I love the intro to it with this guitar playing. It's really cool. The instruments and guitars on this song is really, really good. I love, the instrument of the song the lead vocalist for Davey Suicide. He has some really good singing in the song and the verses. I like how his vocals sound. I like how his vocal style is. It's really good stuff. I really enjoy it. I also like the lyrics as well, so that's solid too. And the chorus on the song is absolutely amazing. This song has an amazing chorus. I love the chorus on here because I feel like the vocalist of Davey Suicide just really brings it in with a good voice, and he's such a good vocalist, especially on the chorus of Only Human, where he has kind of this like sort of loud but sort of a light tone going for the way he sings, and he has some high notes he hits, and I just really love it. It makes for a freaking awesome hook to listen to, and I just love the chorus of the song. The chorus is amazing, and it's a great song. So yeah, when it comes to Only Human, I like the track, and the topic's pretty cool. It's basically it kind of touches on like when you're a musician and someone says, "Hey man, you saved my life," that kind of thing, and you just saying that, well, I'm only human. So it's kind of what the song touches on. But yeah, track 6, Only Human, definitely like that one. Definitely another one of my favorites. It's got really good guitar work, good instrumental work, good lyrics. I like the tone of the song. I like the feel of the song being very sad, goth, like kind of sad, emotional type of track. The lead vocalist does a great job with the singing and the verses, especially the chorus. He does a great job in the chorus. Love his vocal work on the hook, and I like the whole song itself. It's just a really awesome song, and definitely another one of my favorites. So the next song on the album, track 7, is called Underdosed. This is another song that I really love as well. I thoroughly enjoy this song, Underdosed. It kind of reminds me of a song that I think touches on stuff about drugs. That's what it almost feels like. I think the topic of the song touches on drugs, and how you feel like you need more of something you're addicted to because it's never enough kind of thing. And what's interesting about this song, Underdosed, is it kind of has a mix of light and heavy, where there's like parts of the song that's like kind of heavy rock, and then there's parts of the song that's like light rock, and I think that mix works really well here. So when it comes to track 7, Underdosed, this is definitely another song I like, and it's definitely another one of my favorites on the album. I like the heavy parts they do in the verses with the guitar work, and the lyrics and the vocal style from the vocalist is really good as well, and I like how they have that style of it being kind of like this heavy type style in the verses, and then when it leads into the chorus, it leads into something light, and the chorus on the song is absolutely amazing. I would say out of all the songs on this album, I think this song has the best chorus on the entire album. This is an amazing chorus. It's one of the best choruses I've ever heard, especially for rock music. I love the chorus on the song Underdosed. The way the vocalist sings the song, the way his voice sounds on it, what he does with his vocals, it works so well, and it crafts such a beautiful, well-sung, amazing hook that just comes out amazing, and I just absolutely love what the vocalist did with the chorus on the song. It's absolutely amazing, and I just think it's an interesting song too because it's a mix of heavy and light rock. So yeah, track 7, Underdosed, is a really good song. Definitely another one of my favorites. Like the lyrics, like the kind of sad goth, emotional type feel the track has. I like the mix of heavy and light rock. I like how the rest of the song is kind of heavy build-up type of stuff with some good guitars and good instrumentals. And then it leads into the chorus part, which is like the light part of the song, with some amazing singing on it with a solid chorus. So I love Underdosed. That's a great song. So the next song on the album is called Nothing Is Sacred. This is a decent song. This is another one of those songs that I think is decent. There's things I like about it, but there's things I don't like about it. I mean, I'm trying to remember the song because I did listen to this album recently in preparation for the review, but Nothing Is Sacred, it just felt, I don't know, it was a decent song. I think it was one of those songs where it was just like a decent song. Like, it wasn't anything amazing, but it wasn't like the worst thing ever. It was just kind of in the middle. So I think the song track 8, Nothing Is Sacred, it kind of touches on a lot of stuff that goes wrong in life and how nothing is sacred. That song in particular, like I said, I think it's a decent song. It was a decent song. I think I remember liking the I think I remember the chorus being the best part of the song. I remember liking the chorus the most and feeling like the chorus was the best part of the song. So I did like the chorus a lot for the most part on Nothing is Sacred. But the other parts of the song and the instruments themselves and the way the song sounds overall, it's decent. It's not a terrible track, but it's not the best thing ever. It's okay. It's a decent song. I think the chorus is the best part of this track from what I can remember, but it was just a decent song. So not something I loved, but not something I hated either. Just kind of in the middle with that one. It's just another decent song. All right, so the next song on the album is track 9, which is called Imperfect. This is a really good song as well, and I definitely like the song Imperfect as well. It's a really good rock song. It has really good instruments, really good singing from the vocalist, a really good chorus, and it's a solid track overall. And I really like what they did with this song. It has a blend of styles that I appreciate. It's like the verses parts of the song that aren't the chorus sound different than the chorus, and I really appreciate that. And I definitely like the song Imperfect. The song itself is basically topic wise, it's them talking about they accept someone through all their imperfections and show me your imperfections kind of thing. And it's a really good song. I definitely like track 9 Imperfect. It's a solid song. It has good singing, it has a good chorus, it has good lyrics. It's a musically a good song overall, and I definitely really like it, and I definitely do enjoy the track. I think it's a solid song. And another thing I like about it is the verses part of the song is interesting because it sounds different than the chorus. The verses part of the song, I don't know how to really describe it. It kind of sounds like, I guess, goth rap. I mean, he's not really rapping in the verses parts, but it has kind of this creepy feel to it in a way. Like the chorus has a different feel, but the verses have a different feel. But it has sort of this creepy kind of goth rap feel, but it more so just goes into kind of like this singing, creepy goth feel with the verses of this song Imperfect. It's kind of hard to explain, but it has a cool sound to it, and I definitely do like it. So yeah, track 9 Imperfect is a really good song, and I definitely like that one. It's got really good singing. It's got really good lyrics. It's got a really good chorus that I enjoy. I think the vocalist does a great job on the chorus with his singing. He has some solid singing on the chorus with himself as a vocalist. He does a great job. I like the different style they went with the verses and what they went with there. And I just think overall it's a solid song, and I definitely like this one as well. And on top of it being a great song, it's just, like I said, it's a great song. Good chorus, nice different type of style with the verses that different than the chorus, good singing, good lyrics, good instruments, good guitar work, and good hook, and just a solid song overall. And I definitely do like this one. So that's what I think of the track 9 Imperfect. Definitely a really good song. So the next song on the album is called Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Rich, which is track 10. I really don't like this song. This is probably, I would say this is probably the only song on the album I could say that I genuinely dislike and can't find any redeemable qualities about. I'm just not a fan of this 10th track, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Rich. I listened to this song and it didn't work for me. I wasn't a fan of it. It kind of felt like Harley Davidson type rock music, if that makes sense. I wasn't a fan of the song overall. I didn't like the vocal style on there. I didn't like the instrumental style on there. I just feel like the song overall didn't really stand out to me, and I feel like compared to the other songs I really loved on the album, it couldn't really stand up to those. So I wasn't really a big fan of Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Rich. The song just kind of talks about loving a woman that's just like a dirty whore kind of thing. It's just, I don't know. This song just didn't work for me. Musically, vocally, sonically, lyrics, the instrumentals, the vocal style, the chorus, the whole song itself, I didn't really like it. And it didn't do much for me. It didn't really resonate with me or click with me. I just didn't really like the sound of that one, and I didn't really like how that song sounded, so I wasn't a fan of that one. So that's definitely probably the only song on the album I would say that I dislike. Like I said, there are other songs that I didn't say were amazing, but there are other songs that are decent, but they have things I like and dislike. Whereas this song, this is one I actually just don't like, and I don't really have anything positive I could say about it. So that's what I think of track 10, Dirty Rotten, Filthy Rich. Now, when it comes to the final track in the album, which is track 11, Kamikaze Culture Shock, I think this is a decent song as well. This song is decent, you know, it has good singing. I like the instruments, I like the guitar work on here, and I like the lyrics. I would say the best song of Kamikaze Culture Shock is definitely the chorus. I really do like the chorus on the song. It's a solid chorus. The vocalist does a great job, and he just does some really good singing on the track, and I really like the vocal work he does there. I think the lyrics are pretty good, but it's a decent song. It's not an amazing song. It's not the best thing ever, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's a decent song, you know. I think there's other songs in this album I think I prefer, like Until We're Dead and Underdose and stuff, but I do think Kamikaze Culture Shock, I do think it's a decent song, at least, to be fair. It is a decent song, you know. I think the best part of it is definitely the chorus. The rest of it's just okay. The instruments, guitars, lyrics, and singing and the song overall, it's decent. You know, not the worst thing ever, not the best thing ever. It's just an alright song. The chorus being the best part of the track and what I like the most. The chorus definitely did impress me. I did like the chorus, and I thought the chorus had some really good singing in there for sure. So that's what I think of that song. So when it comes to this album overall, I'm going to give Worldwide Suicide by Davey Suicide, the rock band. My rating and opinion for this album and my score is going to be a 6.5 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a decent rock album, and the reason I give it that score is because there are some good songs on this album, but then there's other songs that are only half of a good song. And I feel like if those other songs that had some stuff done better with them to where they can go from decent and then turned into being good, the score would be higher. So the reason I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10 is I like the intro, so that's 1 point. Worldwide Suicide's a mixed bag, so that's just 1.5 because it's half of a good song because I didn't like the chorus. And then Until We're Dead is a good song, so that's a second point. And then The Hole Is Where the Heart is a good song, so that's a third point. And then The Devil Inside is another mixed bag. That particular track, like I said, there was things about it I liked, but there was a lot of things I didn't like, so that would be 3.5. And then I liked this next song, Only Human, so that would up the score to 4. That was a good song. I liked the next track, Underdose, so that would make it a 5. And then I thought Nothing Is Sacred was a decent song, so that would just make it 5.5, because I think if a song is decent but it's not good, then it can only be half a score, half a number. At least that's what makes sense to me, I think. So 5.5. And then the next song on the album, Imperfect, I like that song, so it would up the score to 6. But the next song after that, Dirty Rotten Filthy Rich, I wasn't a fan of that song, so I don't really give a point or a score for that one, since that whole song just didn't work for me and there wasn't really anything from it I could find that I like. And then the last song on the album I think was a decent track, and that's why it's a 6.5, because there are good songs on this album, but there are songs that have good things about them, but other things that could have been better. So overall, I think Worldwide Suicide by Davey Suicide, the rock band, this is a decent rock album. It definitely has some really good songs on it. It definitely has some really good songs on here. It wasn't a terrible experience. It's just a decent album, you know. Like I said, my personal favorite songs, I love Until We're Dead. The Hole Is Where the Heart is great. I love Only Human. I love Underdosed. Imperfect is pretty good. Those are the songs that are the real standouts. Those are the real gems of the album, I would say, and the best moments of the album. But like the other songs, like Worldwide Suicide and The Devil Inside and Nothing Is Sacred and Dirty Rotten Filthy Rich and Kamikaze Culture Shock, I feel like those particular songs could have been a lot better and could have had more done with them. excluding Dirty Rotten Filthy Rich, the other ones I mentioned, excluding that one, they were all just decent songs. They had things I liked about them and then things I didn't like. And that's one of the things with me when it comes to rock music is when it comes to rock music, the main thing I look for personally is vocalists and vocal style. I have to really like the vocalist and the singer. And I mostly do like the singer of this band, Davey Suicide, you know. I do think he's a really good singer. So, yeah, my overall score and rating for this Worldwide Suicide album by rock band Davey Suicide is 6.5, 6.5, 6.5 out of 10. I like some of the songs on there. Some of the other songs are decent, and if they had other things improved, they could become better songs that would up the score. And then if the one song I didn't like was taken off the album or if it was made better, it would up the score even higher. But as it stands, it's a decent rock album because, like I said, I like Until We're Dead, The Hole Is Where the Heart Is, Only Human, Underdosed, Imperfect. I like those 5 songs, and I would say those 5 songs are the ones I like the most. I think those are the best parts of the album, and like I said, they're definitely the highlights of the album and the best parts of this album. But the other stuff needs work, I think. Like I said, Worldwide Suicide, if that song had a better chorus or a different kind of chorus that wasn't loud and aggressive, I would really like that one. As it stands, it's decent. And then The Devil Inside, if they would have used the instrumental guitar work from the beginning for the rest of the song, I think I could have liked that one a lot more. And then for Nothing Is Sacred, I think if they could have made that song a lot better, besides it just having a good chorus, that could have been, that could have went from decent to being a good song. And then I think Dirty Rotten Filthy Rich, they either should have changed the whole sound of the song and make it something different and make it sound like a better track, or just take it off the album. And then the Kamikaze Culture Shock song, it's a decent song. It has a really good chorus, but I don't know, maybe it could have used just a bit more to it. And I would say that, like I said, it's a decent rock album. It does have some good songs on here. Davey Suicide is definitely a talented band. They do have good guitarists. They definitely can make good songs. And the vocalist is really cool. He can sing really well. I like the look of the band. The band itself, they're kind of like this gothic industrial type band. They're an independent band from nowadays. And I do think they make good music. There's other songs of theirs I've heard that I liked as well. But yeah, overall, that's my opinion on Worldwide Suicide by rock band Davey Suicide. I think it's a 6.5 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. It's a decent album. It has some really good songs on there like Only Human, Underdosed, Until We're Dead, and stuff like that that I really, really love. Then there's some songs that I just think are okay and decent, and if they would have had some stuff done better with them, then they could have been also good songs, and it could have also upped the score. And, you know, as I stated with some of the songs, and if maybe Dirty Rotten Filthy Rich was taken off the album, it would up the score, or if it was made into a better song, it would up the score. But as it stands, since I only like some of the songs on this album, but find most of the others decent and only hate one, I think 6.5, 6.5 out of 10 is a fair score. I think it makes sense. This isn't the best album ever, but it's not the worst album ever. It's a decent rock album, and I do think it's definitely worth looking into. There are some solid songs on here, and there's definitely some tracks on here that I will be revisiting, you know? And I want people to know I'm not as experienced with rock music as rap. You know, growing up, I've always had all genres of music played around me. And rock music is something I'm not as experienced with when it comes to hip hop. So this is kind of a new territory I'm stepping into in terms of reviewing and doing videos about the specific genre. But I like it, and I like the feel of it. And you know, I got to give this album props for giving me something to like. You know, I like the fact that there was something I could like from this album. I like the fact that, you know, despite some of the, you know, critiques I have of this album, I'm glad that this album has some songs I like, and I'm glad it has some redeemable qualities. That way I can get more comfortable with the rock genre and find some more from it to like, because I don't want to just listen to one genre of music all the time. So yeah, that's really all I got to say in this collaboration review with Acid Roots. Peace. Some other things I forgot to mention in this collaboration review for the Davey Suicide album, Worldwide Suicide album. Just some other things I forgot to mention in this video that I want to say is, when you listen to this album and when you check out this album, Worldwide Suicide, you're basically going to be getting basically the overall music and sound and tone I got from this project and this band is they are like rock / industrial. That's kind of the vibe going here with this band and this particular project, is you're going to get kind of just like some rock music with some industrial type elements and goth type elements, and that's pretty much what you're getting with Davey Suicide as well as this album, is you're going to get just some rock stuff mixed with goth stuff mixed with industrial stuff. That's pretty much what I got, and those are pretty much the vibes I got from this album itself and from the band itself. Just some extra things I wanted to put in there for those that actually haven't heard the album or are curious to check it out. That's what you can expect going into it. But that's all I gotta say. Peace.